Zekthara had hunted across 17 star systems, claiming trophies from the most dangerous predators on 100 worlds. Standing 9 feet tall with razor-sharp claws and muscles that could crush reinforced steel, the Varathian apex hunter had never met prey that could match its ferocity. Today, on this remote research station orbiting a dying star, it would claim its greatest prize yet. The station's corridors echoed with the creature's triumphant roar as it surveyed the carnage. 12 researchers from various species lay motionless throughout the facility. Cetacean engineers, crystalline data analysts, even a pair of warrior-caste Mandorian security guards. All had fallen within the first hour. Zekthara's thermal vision swept the main laboratory one final time. Nothing moved. No heartbeats registered on its sensitive hearing. The hunt was complete. Another perfect demonstration of Varathian superiority over the soft, weak civilizations that dared call themselves sentient. The creature began its ritual, methodically collecting trophies from each victim. These would hang in its lair on Vorath Prime, testament to another successful hunt. As it worked, Zekthara reflected on how disappointingly easy this had been. The galaxy's so-called advanced species were all the same, dependent on their technology, helpless without their weapons. A soft scraping sound made the predator freeze. Its head snapped toward the service corridor, thermal vision probing the shadows. Nothing, but something had moved, something warm. Zekthara abandoned its trophies and stalked toward the sound, claws extending with anticipation. Perhaps one had survived after all. The hunt might continue. The service tunnel was cramped, barely wide enough for the massive alien's shoulders. As it squeezed through following the faint heat signature, Zekthara's excitement grew. A survivor would mean a proper chase, real fear to savor before the kill. The trail led to the station's lower maintenance level. Here, among the humming, life support systems and power conduits, the predator found its quarry. A human crouched beside a ventilation shaft, frantically working at an access panel with primitive tools. The creature was small, barely reaching Zekthara's chest, with pale skin and that ridiculous fur growth covering its scalp. It wore a simple technician's uniform, no armor, no visible weapons. Finally, Zekthara rumbled in broken galactic standard, savoring the human's terror as it turned. I wondered when I would encounter one of your kind. But the human's expression puzzled the predator. Instead of the expected fear, it saw something else in those strange, forward-facing eyes. Calculation. Assessment. Varathian apex hunter, the human said quietly, setting down its tools with deliberate care. I've read about your species. You hunt for sport, don't you? Zekthara's mandibles clicked with amusement. I hunt because I am perfection incarnate. You are merely prey. The human stood slowly, hands empty but steady. My name is Sarah Chen. I'm the station's chief engineer, and I need you to understand something. The time for words is over, little prey. Those people upstairs, Sarah continued, ignoring the threat. They were scientists, researchers. They studied the universe to help others. You killed them because you could, not because you needed to. Zekthara lunged forward, claws whistling through the air where the human had been standing. But Sarah had moved, not away but sideways, using the predator's momentum against it as she rolled behind a support pillar. Humans don't hunt for sport, her voice called out from the maze of machinery. We hunt to survive, and right now you've made yourself a threat to my survival. The predator spun, seeking its prey among the shadows and conduits. Its thermal vision showed the human's heat signature weaving between the pipes, but somehow, it couldn't pin down an exact location. Your species is weak, Zekthara snarled, smashing through a control panel in frustration. Soft flesh, dull teeth, no natural weapons. You're right, came the reply from somewhere to its left. No. Above? We don't have claws or armor plating, we never needed them. A maintenance wrench struck the predator's skull with surprising force, thrown with precision from an overhead catwalk. As Zekthara staggered, the human dropped down behind it, slamming, a power coupling into the creature's spine. Electricity coursed through the predator's body, but its natural resistance limited the damage. It whirled around, backhanding Sarah across the chamber. The human hit the wall hard and slumped to the ground. Zekthara approached its stunned prey, savoring the moment. Your cleverness only delayed the inevitable. Sarah looked up, blood trickling from her mouth, and smiled. Did I tell you what I was doing when you found me? The predator paused, something in the human's tone triggering an instinctive wariness. Rerouting the station's power grid, Sarah continued, her hand reaching for something behind her back. Specifically, redirecting all energy from life support, artificial gravity, and environmental controls into a single system. Zekthara's eyes widened as it noticed the device in the human's hand, a simple remote detonator. The magnetic containment field for the station's antimatter reserves, Sarah finished. Humans learned long ago that sometimes the best way to win a fight is to make sure nobody wins. The predator dove toward her, but the human had already pressed the button. The last thing Zekthara saw was Sarah's determined expression, utterly devoid of fear even in the face of mutual annihilation. In that final moment, the apex hunter finally understood the difference between a creature that killed for pleasure and one that would die to protect others. The research station became a brief, brilliant star in the void, its destruction visible across 3 systems. Among the wreckage, investigators would find only fragments, and a data beacon Sarah had programmed to broadcast a simple message. Humanity remembers its fallen, and we never forget who took them from us. Across the galaxy, Vorathian hunting, parties would learn that humans were no longer considered prey. Some species hunted for sport, but humans hunted for justice, and they were very, very patient predators.